A man arrested over a deadly bow and arrow attack in Norway had converted to Islam, and there were fears he had been radicalized. Police say. The 37-year-old Danish citizen is accused of killing 4 women and a man on Wednesday night in the southern town of Kongsberg.Norway's security service said it appeared to be a terrorist act, but a motive has not been determined. Residents have been deeply shaken by the violence. Local media reports. Flags were flown at half-mast on Thursday while flowers and other memorials were placed in Kongsberg's main square. The victims were all aged between 50 and 70. Regional Police Chief say.The told reporters at a Thursday morning news briefing.
The attack was first reported at 18:12 on Wednesday. Police confronted the man 6 minutes later, but he shot several arrows at them and escaped. He was eventually caught about 30 minutes later. It was during this time, between being first approached and then arrested, that the victims were killed, the police chief said.
A woman was also stabbed at a nearby intersection, witnesses told local media. The suspect has not been identified. Police fired warning shots when he was eventually arrested, but it is not clear if officers were armed when they first came across the suspect. Norwegian police do not usually carry guns on them. Weapons are stored at police stations or in their patrol cars. The attack was Norway's deadliest since far-right extremist Anders Behring Breivik murdered 77 people, most of them teenagers, on the island of Utøya in July 2011. The attacker allegedly launched the assault inside a Coop Extra supermarket on Kongsberg's west side. One of those injured was an off-duty police officer who was in the shop at the time. The officer and another person who was wounded are recovering in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. One witness told local outlet TV2 she had heard a commotion and saw a woman taking cover, then a man standing on the corner with arrows in a quiver on his shoulder and a bow in his hand. Afterwards, I saw people running for their lives. One of them was a woman holding a child by the hand, she added. Police have told Norwegian news agency NTB that the attacker also used other weapons during the incident, without giving more details. The suspect moved over a large area, and authorities cordoned off several parts of the town. Residents were ordered to stay indoors so authorities could examine the scene and gather evidence. Police searched surrounding gardens and garages with the help of sniffer dogs. Kongsberg Mayor Kari Ansen said it was a shocking attack in an area where many people lived, and that a crisis team would help anyone affected. Describing the town as a completely ordinary community with completely ordinary people, Ms. Sand said everyone had been deeply shaken by this very tragic situation. British woman Fiona Hurland, who has lived in Kongsberg for 5 years, described the town as a very warm, cozy place. Nothing happens here. Officers took the suspect to a police station in the town of Drammen, where his defense lawyer, Frederick Newman, said he was questioned for more than 3 hours and was cooperating with authorities. The suspect had a Danish mother and Norwegian father, he said. Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen said Danish authorities will work with their Norwegian counterparts on the investigation. Police prosecutor Jan Irensvein Mathiasen told TV2 that the man had lived in Kongsberg for several years. The attack came on the final day of then Prime Minister Erna Solberg's Conservative government. On Thursday morning, Labour leader Jonas Gahr Støre became Norway's new prime minister with a centre-left coalition. Mr. Støre said it was a gruesome and brutal act. NATO's Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, who is from Oslo, said it was shocking news. Bows and arrows are not classed as illegal weapons in Norway. Buying and owning them is permitted, and owners are not required to register them, although they must be used at designated archery ranges. After the attack, police officers nationwide were ordered to carry firearms as an extra precaution, but there is no indication so far that there is a change in the national threat level, the directorate said in a statement. The PST said the level would remain at moderate.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.